Okay, we're loading up the first game now. And it's going to be Soproni versus Monkey on Ohana. Good old family map.
Ohana means family.
Yep. And no one gets left behind.
Yep.
So it's going to be a ZVZ to start the day.
Okay, so Monkey's a gold player and Soproni's a platinum player.
Yep.
It should be interesting to see.
And we have Soproni in red and Monkey in blue. Or do you want to do proper intros, Ben?
We can do. I can't see Partouf on the view, where you look at someone's view. I can't see Partouf, so well, we can anyway. In the bottom right, we have the blue Zerg player, Monkey. And in the top left, we have the red Zerg, Soproni.
Alright, you play Zerg yourself, Ben.
Yeah, I do.
And I do as well. So we should have some knowledge at least.
Indeed.
So I have obviously seen all these games before, but I also have a terrible memory, so this is going to be exciting.
There'll be things you missed when you were obsing before.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Monkey going for an earlier pool. He's gone for a 10 pool.
Yeah.
And we have Soproni, who's opened, looks like 12 pool, I think. I didn't quite see the timing.
Yeah.
And Monkey's taking gas as well, so I think he's going to be aggressive off the back of this. But there's no gas for Soproni yet, just drones. So maybe he just wants to make 6 to 8 lings and just be aggressive with, and then macro out of it.
Yeah.
But I think, going by the opening so far, Soproni's got the advantage here because he's going to be able to hold off the aggression a lot easier with all the excess minerals he's going to have for extra queens and spines.
Yeah, Soproni's pool timing is a great counter.
Okay, so Soproni's dropping the gas at 18. It's quite unusual to drop it at 18. You normally, you either drop it between, 12 and 14, or maybe 15, or you just play gasless completely.
Yeah. Do you usually go pool hatch gas or pool gas hatch?
I go pool hatch versus Zerg and Protoss, and versus Terran, I go hatch gas pool because I like to be aggressive early versus Terran. We all know how Terran is in the current meta.
So we have a Roach Warren from Soproni.
And a Baneling Nest from Monkey.
So it looks like Soproni is gonna open early roaches.
I think Soproni wants to do a push with, say, 4 to 6 roaches or so.
Yeah.
But I think he counters what Monkey is doing right now. To be honest, the 10 pool Bane isn't really... It's not really a kill move, it's a move to get you, very far ahead, to be honest. And because Soproni's opening, with the Roach, he's going to be able to deal with that really well.
So it's an accidental perfect counter.
Yeah, pretty much. So we see the Banes and the Lings coming in now. And the Roaches are about to pop. The Bane didn't get the best hit. But
there's still a lot of...
Soproni could have done a lot better there, microing his drones. If he even drone drilled or mineral walked to the natural, he wouldn't have lost as many drones at all.
So he lost 10 drones.
Yeah, it's pretty bad for him, to be honest.
So he's down to 6 now, versus 12.
Monkey has double his workers.
So it's up to Soproni now to do some damage with those roaches. Or use them for pressure so we can drone behind them.
Yeah, I think he has to go across the map and try to do damage now, which is what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I also think he needs to drone really hard behind this, but behind this he's making roaches, so I think he just wants to go all in with it. He's made an extra drone now though, which I'm not quite sure about, because normally if you're in this position, you either go full out on the aggressive and just make more and more roaches, or you will move your units you have across the map and try and contain while you try and rebuild your economy.
He's rather safe though in his having a spine in his base, so if he missed anything out on the map, he has something to fall back on.
Yeah, that is true also.
And now paintings are coming in.
One of them gets taken out by the spine.
Yeah. Just one
their
bane
workers
can't do
don't
anything.
die, so they can run, like, a run by will kill all them drones now, so he has to be careful, but I don't think that's an issue right now. But what he's doing in the main of Monkey here is what he should be doing. He should, like, go for as many worker kills as he can right now to try and get ahead in the economy. And getting the queen would be nice also, because in ZVZ, injects mean everything.
I'm not sure if there's really anything
I just think
do right now.
I just think this is over here.
Yeah.
And GG is called.
Yep. So that was a very quick game one.
And Soproni was the platinum player and Monkey was the gold player, right? Or was it the other way around? Okay. So I think what Monkey wanted to do that game was just try and end it early. Just because, you know, he thought his opponent had the advantage. And he went for it. But I still think he could have done a lot better with the move he made. Because when he got to the base, there was no units out, and it was a good, like, half of build time remaining on the roaches, which he obviously didn't know. But he could have microed it a lot better and got a lot more out of it.
Yeah, I think so too. So StarCraft just crashed for me. I'll be back in a second here.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what map 2 is going to be. Altruism Stronghold.
So that's not been in the pool for a couple of seasons now.
No.
But it's like one of the biggest maps that I've ever seen on ladder. I think it probably holds, like, it's up there with one of the biggest.
I think it is the biggest.
And it's also one of the maps that has the in-base natural, so it's really easy to hold your natural.
Yeah.
And I think depending, like, on the sort of playstyle you like as a Zerg, you either veto this map or you either love to play on it. It's a really good map if you want to be greedy.
I am a very greedy Zerg myself, so I always loved Altruism.
I don't think it's the best CVZ map, however. But that ramp is really easy to hold any sort of, like, early Ling aggression. You can just block it with 2 queens. So it should be interesting to see what the players do on this map.
If I remember right, back when it was actually in the pool, was also when Gasless was very big, so that's pretty much all I did. Because you could hold 2 bases with just 2 queens on the ramp.
Yeah, that's the perk of that map, to be honest. Gasless is pretty strong on that map in general, just because of that.
If you're curious, by the way, how the maps were selected, before I started the tournament, I had a vote where I picked out a dozen or so maps from our current maps and the maps from the history of both Heart of the Swarm and Wings of Liberty. And I just let people vote on which maps they wanted. So they voted for the 3 old maps we have in the pool are Altruism, Ohana, and then Whirlwind. Whirlwind is...
I think you could maybe link the actual info to the cup in the stream chat, maybe?
Yeah, I can do that.
I think I have it bookmarked. This one. Yeah, I linked it in chat now. You can see pretty much all of the info about the tournament there, including the map and the prize pool, and how the bracket format works.
A lot of people voted to keep Catalina in, which I think was basically just a troll vote.
I really dislike Catalina's.
Everyone does.
Yeah, I think everyone does. It's one of the maps. I still don't veto it though, because the current 4-player maps are just not the best for Zerg. Well, Deadwing's okay, but I just lose to Terran on Deadwing, so I tend to veto it.
Oh yeah. Just to mention the maps, we have Catalina, Overgrowth, and King Sejong Station. And those are the current maps. Altruism, Whirlwind, Akilon Wastes, and Ohana are the older ones. So now we're loading into Altruism Stronghold here. Grain by Grain asks in chat if Cloud Kingdom is in the map pool yet. It's going to be in the next map pool. I'm not really sure which date.
Okay, so we've loaded up into the game now. It's a cross spawn.
Yep.
So this is like the ultimate spawn if you want to be like very greedy when it comes to playing, because it has the longest rush distance. So we'll start by introducing our red Zerg player, and that's Soproni. And in the bottom right, we have our blue Zerg player, the underdog in this matchup, and that's Monkey.
Yep. And if you missed game 1, Soproni is up 1-0.
Indeed, he is.
I think the most important part in ZVZ with these spawns is that usually you scout each other very, very late. But it looks like Monkey is sending out his first Overlord cross map.
Yeah, it does. He's going to get an advantage scouting with this, though. However, because it's such a long distance, I think Soproni's Overlord will reach the bottom left before Monkey reaches the top left. So Soproni will still have an idea that his opponent can either be cross or to the right of him. So he can still, you know, have Overlords positioned out on the map to see any sort of aggression that's going to hit him. Because he knows he doesn't have to waste any Overlords on getting the left side of the map vision.
I think that was a 14 pool from Soproni.
Yeah, it's surprising on this map, because on this map you want to be doing what Monkey does, to be honest. Because even if you go hatch first and into like a 16 pool, or even hatch first, 16 gas, 16 pool, you can still hold even any sort of like early pool. You can hold. Just because the rush distance is so long, and you will just have so many workers, you'll just be able to overwhelm, and then you'll have your spawning pool behind it. So I don't really understand this move from Soproni, but maybe he just wants to be really aggressive early on, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. He might also just default to this as a build.
Yeah, that's also true. Well, maybe he's just unfamiliar with the map, and he just wanted to play his standard on it, his standard opener on it, which is understandable. So anyway, we have Monkey, who's taken the earlier gas than Soproni, but Soproni's gas is going to be finishing off shortly after. So Monkey is going to have that speed early if he opts to go for it. And I'm not quite sure what Soproni's got in mind yet.
Yeah, it could be aggressive or defensive. There's really no telling yet.
That you can just get speed on these sorts of maps and just pull out of gas until the 6-minute mark, and then go into 3 gases at once and start your roach production.
I can see why Artosis and Tasteless always talk about video games or something right now.
Yeah, it is quite boring. There's not much to talk about.
There's really no indication right now. So Monkey has started speed.
Soproni has the gas for speed, but he hasn't started it yet. Maybe he's just, you know, these aren't top level games, so all of their timings aren't going to be spot on. Or maybe Soproni is opting to go for something else. But it's quite strange that he hasn't spent any of the gas at all yet. Because right now, the longer he leaves the workers in gas. So he's going for a quick lair.
Quick lair.
So maybe this will be some sort of Mutalisk play, I'm unsure. But if it was Mutalisk play, you'd want to go up to around 3 gases now and take your 4th at around the 7th minute and start banking up that gas.
I'm not really sure what you can do in lair with this amount of drones.
You can go into like a 2-base Mutalisk, sort of. It's pretty much all in if you do it though. You have to really catch your opponent off guard. And Monkey's come in with the Overlord instantly, and he's seen the gas, he's seen the speed timing, and he's seen the layer. So this is, and he's also seen the Roach Warren, which I'm quite unsure about, to be honest, because he's dropping a second Roach Warren, so that must be a mistake. But I just think these Zerglings are going to get a lot of worker kills here. There's nothing to deal with it. Soproni doesn't have his speed yet, and he also doesn't have even like a 3rd queen on the way.
No, but he has 2 roach warrens, so we can build twice as many roaches.
Kappa.
Kappa.
So he's going to get a few workers here. Soproni could really micro this better and lose minimal workers. So he's bringing the queen down now, and his units are going to pop in a second, and he should clean this up.
But when the queen goes down, new links come into the main instead.
Yeah, I think if Soproni holds this, I think he's in a really good position because Monkey cuts a hell of a lot of workers to do this.
Yeah.
But he really needs to hold this, and he needs to get some vision and find out where Monkey actually is.
I think we're down to the drone count now where he can't really realistically recover.
I just think Soproni could have handled this a lot well.
GG is called.
If Soproni dropped the spine as soon as he's seen the links coming into his base, if he dropped the spine behind the mineral line in its natural, I think he would have been pretty safe with that because he could just transfer all drones to the natural and hold it out. And he could also, instead of actually taking his queen to the natural straight away, he could have took the queen from his main to the ramp with just like 1 or 2 drones just to block the ramp until he gets another queen out and a spine up. I just think Soproni was caught off guard there, and Monkey took advantage of Soproni being rather greedy.
I agree. It's a good analysis. So the next map is going to be Acleon Wastes.
This is a very interesting map because it's not really a map that I think ZVZ is nice to play on. Yeah, it's really easy to secure that 4th base, but just in general, like you can't really. There's not many places to take really good fights as the offensive player, to be honest.
I remember
sorry, carry on. Oh, it's fine.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was gonna say, like being the offensive player on this map, especially like with roach play, because back when this was in the map pool, Muta v Muta was the thing, so it was slightly different. But in the current meta, I just don't see how this map could be a good ZVZ map, just because it's as the defending player, you have a huge advantage on this map.
What I do remember is that when this map came out first, this was at the end of Wings of Liberty, I think. Because of the enormous natural ramp, there was a lot of Ling Bling wars on this map. Because there's no real it's hard to spread creep from your main to your natural, and it's very hard to cover your ramp. So speedling openings were pretty popular. But like you said, at the start of Fort of the Swarm, it was all Muta all day.
Yeah, it was. I'm ready, by the way, Potu. It's just for sitting here analysing the map, you know, and the game isn't loading. So.
Yeah, I thought there was something technical happening because I was just talking to fill time.
Now I know what casters feel like when, you know, when WCS goes to like an 8-minute ad break and then they have to sit and talk for like, you know. Anyway, we've loaded into the map now, so all is good.
Man, you can hear laughing in the background is, by the way, Partoof, who is observing this for us.
Wait, what?
They can't hear you. So right.
Oh, you have some fancy software to mute yourself.
Oh, right. So the man you can't hear in the background, that's Partoof. Do you want to do the intros, Ben?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so in the top left of Acleon Wastes, we have the player who's just tied this series out 1-1, and that's Monkey. And in the bottom right, with a slightly off-meta second game, we have Soproni.
Nothing funky yet, no early pools.
I do think Soproni forgot his first Overlord though, or maybe he's going for some really strange temple with an Overlord, so
yeah,
we'll see how this pans out. You don't normally see this.
Yeah.
I think he was going to go for the temple, but accidentally made an Overlord maybe, and instead of cancelling it, he just let the Overlord finish. So his temple's going to be delayed by about 30 seconds or so.
I think it's a Brood War build, Overpool. Let's see how it does in StarCraft 2.
We have Monkey opting for, I think it was a 13 pool and the 13 gas.
Yeah.
So he's going for 13-13. So this is like, if people don't know in stream, it's a really aggressive Zerg v Zerg build. It also works sometimes versus Terran, but you never really see it versus Terran.
And this is what I was talking about before we loaded into the map, about speedling openings being very popular here for a while.
Yeah, they are very popular on this map.
Do you miss this map, by the way?
I veto this map, and I'm gonna veto it when it's in the dream pool, so...
Okay.
I just think Protoss is too strong on this map. It's really easy for them to go up to 4 bases, and even the 5th is quite easy to hold. You only have sort of... if you can see where I pinged you only sort of have this place to defend, which you can wall off with 2 gateways and 2 pylons. So then you can just hold this area on the high ground here. So it's a really good Protoss map. But anyway, regardless, this is a ZVZ.
Yep, and
we have Soproni doing the same build that he did in the first game, with the early pool into early Roach Warren. But I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand. Because he's gone for this, he doesn't really need to get the spine. The spine is really killing his economy here. Because if you've got the Roach Warren and you're going to go for roaches, there's not really a need to build a spine this early.
Yeah, I think he just saw the very late hatch from Monkey and kind of panicked a bit.
Monkey's going a bit different with like your standard 13-13 now. With your standard 13-13, you get your Overlord at 15, and then you just, as soon as you have your Queen up, you make your links, and you can just keep spamming links out and keep making link. And as soon as you realize with like a 13-13, if you're ahead in workers, you can either try and macro out of it, or you can continue being aggressive with the units and going in for the kill move.
Yeah, this is how I do 13-13, by the way.
Oh, right, okay.
I start out with a 13-13, and then I think, shit, I have to expand now.
Okay, so we have Soproni moving across the map with some roaches. It's only 4 roaches, so if Monkey micros this fine, maybe drops a spine in his main, he should be able to hold it off fine. He might lose this natural, but because Soproni doesn't have a natural of his own, it isn't really that big of a deal. So if I was Monkey right now, I would cancel the Queen and I would just retreat to my main with a Spine Crawler, which Monkey hasn't dropped yet.
No, he's slowly trickling out roaches. And I can't see it being enough of a defense, maybe, with the Queen support.
If he pulls drones, maybe. But I just think, yeah, Soproni, if he pulled drones at this point, he could held it so much easier. So the spines are really late. No, I think Monkey just loses the game here, maybe.
We'll see.
And now he goes for the surround with the drones, which he could have done a lot earlier and saved himself losing a lot more. So he is actually going to clean this up, to my surprise.
Yeah.
So now we'll see if Monkey lets these spines complete, which I don't think he should. He should cancel 2 of them.
Did you see if Soproni got supply blocked? Because I feel like his reinforcements came out rather slow.
There was 2 overlords in production when Soproni was hitting his natural, so yeah, there was a bit of a supply block there.
So now Monkey is extremely safe, because he let all of those spines finish, but on the other hand, his economy is rather bad.
He could have, just... If he held this well, and he knew how he was going to hold it, he could have held it and just won the game. Because it was 20 workers to 12, so even if he lost 8 drones, he would still be ahead after the hold. If he pulled the drones earlier, but now he's behind because he made the 3 spines and he let them all finish, which has put him further behind, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I think Monkey's going to move out on the map now, but I don't think he can really get much done. He picks off the 2 roaches of Soproni here, but Soproni's just going to catch out the other roaches now. I think they're going to trade evenly here. Actually, Soproni's opting to go into the main, but there's spine crawlers to greet him, so not much is going to happen here.
I'm a little bit distracted because I'm reading what Soproni and Monkey are saying in chat. Both of them are watching this game right now.
Oh,
and
right.
Commenting a bit on why they...
I don't have a double monitor right now, so I can't read chats at the same time.
All right. Basically, Soproni confirmed the supply block, and
Right.
Monkey said that he was just thrown off the game. And maybe that's why he let the 3 spines finish. He was... You have to remember too that for a lot of these players, this is the first tournament they've ever played in.
It was like that with me when I played my first matches in this. I was really on tilt even before I played, just because it's quite overwhelming. Even though it's not a big tournament and we're only low league players, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but you still get quite nervous, to be honest.
Yeah, and I noticed that with basically all of the players, except the 1 or 2 of the more experienced ones.
Yeah, indeed.
But everyone played a bit off the first few games, and I believe that this was the first game Monkey and Soproni played.
That adds to it even more being the first game.
Yeah. So there's a bit of weirdness on both sides that I didn't see in later games. Overreacting with spines and...
Yeah, indeed.
Missing out on basic mechanics.
Yeah.
And there's a very weird expansion from Soproni.
I was just going to say, he's gone for sort of a hidden base.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the best way to play this map, especially because it's really easy to scout this base, because as soon as it's complete, he'll be able to see the creep from the watchtower. So I'm not sure. If you're going to go for a hidden base on this map, maybe just try and take your 4th, this base here that I pinged on the map.
Yeah, maybe, because
that probably won't get scouted as fast, and you'll be able to defend it a lot easier.
On the other hand, there's often an overlord around there. But like you can see on the minimap right now, there are actually no overlords on that half of the map where he took his hidden expansion.
Yeah, I think Monkey is... I think what you were saying about tournament nerves is really hitting him here, because Monkey's doing the thing he shouldn't be doing. Is he's making units, making army units when he doesn't need them. He should have a lot of drones now. He's only on 11 drones, and I just don't see how Monkey can even get back into this game economically, just because of this drone lead Soproni has.
Yeah, he basically, since he hasn't scouted
I think I really, sorry for interrupting you. I think really like Monkey has to be all in right now, because there's no way he can win a really drawn out game now.
I think it's just because he hasn't seen any expansions from Soproni. So he thinks
is also true.
So he thinks that that Soproni is completely all in too, and that he is still 1 base up, which meant that at that point, if he just built units, he would be favored.
Yeah, that's quite true. He does. I think Soproni just thinks that... I think Monkey just thinks that he's in the better position now, because he has the expansion up. But yeah, he's still yet to know about the hidden expansion. And maybe Monkey is just sensing some sort of 1 base, really late 1 base all in from Soproni, but we know that's not the case.
On the other hand, you have to point out that Soproni has been very oversaturated on his main, so the economic disparity isn't quite as big, even though Soproni has probably mined double the amount that Monkey has.
Yeah, that's quite true, but I can see why Soproni, maybe, I'm not sure whether it's a mistake, but I can see why he doesn't want to transfer workers. That's just because of the scout on the drone transfer, but as we can see now, Monkey has spotted this hidden base with the Overlord. Yeah, I really just don't know how Monkey can bring this back. He's just too far behind, in my opinion.
Yeah, the only way I can see it if he only builds drones from now on and somehow stabilizes on a higher drone count.
I don't know why he shouldn't be so scared, because he has the 3 spines that he let finish. So he can easily defend anything that Soproni's really throwing at him. He has not so bad vision on the map now. He can see like the main paths to the top, to the mid, and the bottom, and yeah, he can also see that base. So he can see any aggression that's really coming, unless Soproni really tries hard to dodge the overlords.
I wonder actually if he's seen the creep of the hidden base.
Well, he can see it. I checked his vision, but maybe he's not just looked over there.
He can see the creep, but it doesn't show up on the minimap.
He definitely knows now, though.
Yeah, now he knows. The traitor Hydras gave it away.
Okay, so Lings are moving out on the map for Monkey. I think maybe he's expecting a third base to be up in the normal third position for maybe Soproni, but I think he's just going to do a run by. Nice, so he went out and he caught the Hydras off guard.
Yeah. That's an expensive loss.
That is quite a big loss. There was 3 transfuses available, so I think the Hydras could have survived, but anyway, he's moving into this hidden base now, and Soproni has mutas out. We didn't actually mention the Spire, being the amateur casters that we are, but yeah, once again, I just don't think that Monkey has very high hopes in this game now, because he's still on 16 workers. He's made no more workers for. I just think this game is Soproni's to lose now.
So let me see. So it seems like Soproni has built around 10 mutas, and they're currently in his natural expansion.
And there's no spores up. He could be on the other side of the map dealing more economic damage. I really don't know. I think, like you said, again, going back to the tournament nerf, Soproni just really doesn't know what his opponent's doing, and he just doesn't want to lose the game, because this is the decider match. So I think Soproni is doing right to play safe, but if you're going to play defensive, there's not really a reason to go into Mutalisk, because like the amount of mutas he's made, he could have had 20 roaches or so.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't even really paying attention when the Spire went down, and I was kind of set on just waiting for the big swell of Roach and Hydra that I thought was coming.
What is quite interesting though, neither player has gone for any sort of upgrade yet this game. We have a Hydra then coming down now for Monkey, but once again, he's still incredibly low on workers, and I think this game's just going to come down to Soproni moving across the map and just ending the game.
Yep, so Soproni is counter-attacking while he's losing his natural right now.
And Soproni could have, like, I'm not sure if he's using separate control groups for his muta and his roach, because right now he could have just kept the mutas at this side of the map and he'd win the roach fight back at home, because he has the reinforcement advantage and the 2 spines in his main.
But currently in Monkey's main, the queens are taking out the mutas. They're doing quite well, but he's losing his natural to roaches.
I'm sorry, I'm really surprised that Monkey's actually doing so much with this.
Yeah, I think Soproni was just blindsided by the attack, and instead of going home and defending, he decided to go for the base race.
So it will be interesting to see a ZVZ base race. Yeah. Soproni here should really fight the Hydras, because in a straight-up fight, Roaches beat Hydras just because Hydras are light units. So he is going for the fight now. He should maybe just bring the mutas forward, even though there's only 2 of them left alive, just to help off a bit.
And his +1 muta attack just finished, and he has 2 mutas to use it with.
That was more wasted minerals and gas, to be honest. I really just think is Soproni's game to lose. Even now, Soproni still has a huge advantage. He can just pull back to his hidden base and defend from there. So he's rebuilding there. He's building 1 spine. I think he's gonna. I was just gonna say Soproni. Wow, this is awkward. I was gonna say Soproni. I think he's just gonna drop spines with these idle workers he has at the hidden base. I'm not too sure though. I think Soproni might actually lose this game, and it's quite interesting to see how.
I think both can take it from this position, and it's...
Yeah, I really do. If you look at the units lost, though, Soproni has lost a hell of a lot more, just because this come down to army positioning, and all Soproni had to do, instead of investing in the muta, instead of investing in unnecessary things, he could have just made Roach and moved across the map. I really just don't think Soproni realised how much of a low eco Monkey was playing on the whole game, and that's why this game turned out like it did.
Yeah, I agree. Looking at the current units, we have Soproni sitting on 17 roaches versus 6 of monkeys. Soproni is currently being attacked. He does have queens for transfuses, but he missed the transfuses on the spine and on each other.
I think Soproni lost this game. I think by playing how he did was okay. He was aware that he was ahead, I think, but he just didn't realise how far ahead he was. He could have really just won this game if he wanted, but obviously, like you said, first matches of the tournament, so neither player was sort of unsure. Neither player was sure of, how everything was going and how the game was going to pan out. I still think Soproni has the advantage here, though. If he has 1,000 minerals in the bank, he's rebuilt in the main of Monkey. If he drops 6 spines here now and brings his muta back, he can defend these roaches, and Monkey won't be able to hold it, but he doesn't drop the spines. I just think, Soproni just lost this game, and it's quite surprising that he lost the game this way.
If you're looking at current buildings, Soproni has 2 extractors, and they're in the hidden base, and Monkey is on 1 spawning pool that's bleeding to death.
Yeah, there's no way this.
But Monkey has 2 spore crawlers walking around, and they count as buildings.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I didn't see them.
No.
So he's just gonna spore up here. I don't know. He could really just slowly move around like the map with 3 roaches to find the buildings. He knows where they are because Soproni is revealed.
I think that he should keep the spores with his roaches because he has the stronger army now.
Yeah, he should just move around slowly. This is very interesting. I really didn't see the game going this way at all.
So we have 2 spores versus 2 extractors at the moment, and Soproni just rebuilt at his extractors. Let's see, are there any drones left? There are 5 drones left for Soproni.
And no drones left for Monkey.
Oh, the drones are attacking the spores. Because that is his standing army right now.
Oh, is this really how this game's going to end? No, please no. It can't end this way. Surely not. Oh.
Yeah, I'm a little bit lost for words right now.
I really don't know how the game ended up like this.
I think though it was Soproni's decision. Soproni made the decision to go for the base race when he could have defended at home.
That was the wrong decision. I'm not gonna insult Soproni here, but this was Soproni's game to lose. I'm just gonna say that. It's such a terrible thing to say, but it is. He was so far ahead. It's a really interesting game now, but Monkey's just gonna, end it now. I think Soproni is just completely.
And there comes the GG.
Yeah. Just wow. Well, that closes up our first series of the day.
So Monkey takes Soproni 2-1 in a bit of an upset. Because Soproni being platinum came in at an advantage, I think.
Yeah, indeed. So Monkey obviously practiced for the matchup. I think.
I see that Soproni is saying in chat that it's accurate, Ben, not insulting. So I don't think there are any hard feelings here.
Yeah, I saw that too.